heads or tails. I say no way, try again another day.
What's up, guys? Christian Vega checking in here. Out here in Seattle today, doing some shopping. Then I'm gonna head up to Bellingham, drop off some stuff at my apartment. But just because I'm on the go does not mean my diet is gonna be off today. 3 weeks out from the Olympia, gotta be on point. So what I did is I went ahead and I prepared a meal to bring with me. So I just prepped one meal. Gonna go ahead and eat this. So it's just chicken, couscous, and veggies. And then I also brought some snacks with me. Hold on, guys, don't want to make a mess. I brought some rice cakes to snack on. And then I also brought a Quest bar with me as well. And these are, don't even get me started on these. But gonna go ahead and have those. Gonna eat some Chipotle later today too, which I'm freaking hyped on. And then gonna have a leg workout once I get back in town, so stay tuned, guys. Alright, what's up, guys? Gotta be completely honest with you, I did not train yesterday. Everything took a lot longer than we thought it would, and I didn't get back home until midnight, and the gym closed at 11, so I did not hit legs yesterday. But I did eat Chipotle though, so that's good. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit legs today. I would usually take today off, but since I took yesterday off, I'm gonna go ahead and do legs today. So for those of you that have been following me, know that I do 6 days on, 1 day off. And I usually take Saturdays off. But since I took yesterday off, Friday, I'm gonna do legs today. So that's the plan. What's up, guys? Summer Shredding, episode 9. Bringing you another leg day vlog. So I haven't really talked about this too much, or actually I haven't talked about it at all. But I do wear specific gear on my leg days. As you can see right here, these shoes, these are called the Adidas Powerlift 2.0, I believe. And basically these are squat shoes. They have an elevated heel, which helps you produce more power through the ground. So typically you want to push off your heels. By pushing off your heels, it's going to help you generate more power, which you want when you're squatting. So that is the purpose of the elevated heel. I also noticed that these shoes help keep my feet really stable. I've had problems in the past where my feet seem to fidget a lot when I'm squatting, and it obviously messes up with my concentration. So I highly suggest checking these out. I got these off eBay for about 90 bucks, but I mean, you can buy them from tons of different places. And as far as the knee sleeves go, the brand is called Rehband. So these sell for about 40 bucks a piece, unfortunately. But there's another brand called SBD, black and red knee sleeves. And those you can buy in pairs. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe they're about 70 bucks. And I highly recommend these as well. They help keep my knees warm. I really enjoy the compression. They're good for support. So, I mean, if you have problems with cold knees or feel that your knees need some type of support, I highly recommend checking those out. They've helped me out. So yeah, check them out. Okay, so now on to the workout. Started off with squats. Did 135 for 15 reps. And usually 99% of the time, I start off with this weight. For me, it's just a really good weight to start off with. Focusing on the mind-muscle connection really gets me warmed up. So, and I do anywhere between 15 to 20 reps usually with this weight. For my second set, I moved on to 185 and did this for 10 reps. Now, if you've seen my other vlogs, you guys know that I've had a chronic knee issue. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to pinpoint what the exact problem is. So I've had to be really cautious, really careful on my leg days. But the reason why I start with light weight on squats is so that I'm able to focus on the form but still have high amount of volume. And usually I will build up on this just depending on how my knee's feeling. For my third set, I jumped up to 225, so I was feeling really good after that last set, and I was actually feeling really good after this set, so I continued to increase the weight. But I did 225 for 6 reps. And usually this is the weight where I will determine whether I'm going to increase the weight or stay here. For example, the other day, I built up to 225, planned to do it 5 sets of 5, but after the third set my knee started to really bug me, so I had to call it quits. But today I was actually feeling really good, so I continued to increase the weight. Moving on to set number 4. So whenever I go above 225, that's when I start doing really low reps. And by low reps, it's usually 3. And I do this because I really just try to focus on my form. I'm not worried about hucking too much weight. I just want to get the form down and, obviously stay away from injury. So I just like to do nice, smooth reps. Moving on to set number 5, 295 pounds, going for a triple. And I don't know about you guys, but I always like to do a self-talk, a little pep talk before I push up that heavy weight. You get to that weight where you're really not sure if you're going to get it up. I mean, it almost scares you. I mean, that's how I felt about this weight. Every now and then there's just a certain weight where I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this up. But you just got to go for it. You just got to grind. And speaking of grind, these 3 reps are definitely going to be grinders. But this is actually somewhat of a PR for me. It's 295 for a triple, and I weigh 151 pounds. So, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with the reps that I did there. After 295, I moved on to my 6th set. What am I doing here? Oh, 245 for 3. So I almost like to do a pyramid scheme type workout for my squats. So basically I build up to a certain weight, and then once I hit that weight, I come back down. And I don't always do this, but like I said, I was feeling really good on my squats today, so decided to go for it. This is my 7th and final set, so I'm working with 225 here, going for 6 reps. And sometimes what I like to do is after the 6 reps, I'll strip off a plate on each side, so work with 135, and just do a burnout. But I don't always do that, it's just kind of random, just depending on my mood basically. But overall, I was pretty happy with these squats that I did today. Felt good, didn't injure myself. I feel like I put up some good numbers. After squats, I moved on to some seated leg press. Like I said before, doing tons of volume today, so I did 4 sets of 20. For my first set, I believe I only used 2 plates on each side. And then I threw 25 pounds on each side for my second set. And then my third and final set, I used 3 plates. And I just want to address something, because it's freaking bugging me. My range of motion is really bad. Like when I'm doing it, it feels like I'm going deep. It feels like I'm getting a really good stretch. But then I look at the video and it it seriously looks like I'm doing half-ass reps, like I'm doing partial reps. So it's definitely something I need to work on. I wasn't aware it was this bad, but definitely gonna make a note of that. On to my third exercise. So here I'm fast forwarding the lunges, just because I was way the hell over there and it took forever. To be honest, I did not count the reps for this. I just basically went across the room. But if I had to guess, I did about somewhere between 10 to 12 reps on each leg. And I'm working with 70 pounds here. So not too much, but enough to be challenging, yet enough for me to focus on my form. Here's a quick flex. Couldn't pass up on the lighting here, so had to bust out the quads. Not looking too bad. Not bad at all. I think they're a good size for being 151. Okay guys, last exercise of the day. Finished off with one-legged press, seated press. So I like to finish off with these just because I've noticed that my right leg is very dominant. And I mean very dominant. The difference in strength between my left and right leg is pretty obvious, and it just bugs me a lot, you know. I mean, no one wants to have those imbalances. So I like to finish off with these just so that I'm able to focus on each leg individually, but more specifically give more attention to my left leg. And what did I do here? I did 4 sets of, geez, I forget. I think I'm doing 12 reps. Somewhere between 12 to 15 reps on each leg. And that's how I finished off with. So once again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Take a look at my older videos. I find them to be, I mean, hopefully it's good content. You know, I hope that I'm helping people. I hope that they can look to my videos for, you know, basic tips, basic knowledge, to help them improve their training regimen. So, thanks again, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Some people want me to be heads or tails. I say no way, try again another day.